Greetings, Legendary Badass here with just another live stream on a Friday. Oh, but there are bigger streamers with a bunch of people who agree with them that make content all saying the same things, and you could watch them instead, but here you are with me. I've got 1 hour of sleep in the last day, had to help my brother move to another state, and I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's time to have a Celsius. How about that? And see if we can power through. Maybe give you guys an hour or so of entertainment, depending on how many comments, questions we've got coming in. We do have some news coming in from the MCU. I swear, whatever Celsius you get, it really tastes like tea when it comes down to it. It appears that Doomsday is postponed over here. Oh, come on. Did I have to? Let's re-edit that. It appears that hold on, actually, if we go over here and find out that it's not working, and then oh no, I didn't want to grid view. Oh geez. Yeah, this thing frequently doesn't work right, which is lovely. Let's see, Mac OS. It's actually crashing more than ever, if we're being real with you. So let's try to do the cut here. So news is coming in that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doomsday is in peril over here. Oh no. Oh. What are we going to do, guys? Oh. Let's postpone Doomsday. In fact, they seem to have removed they're in phase 6. Wow. Or is Fantastic Four the first part of phase 6? Is that what we're doing? Phase 6 is about to start this summer. Fantastic Four. First Steps. It's called First Steps because there's going to be a baby. And Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So it's Doomsday followed by Secret Wars. Recently announced the Phase 6 films 2026 and 2027, respectively, but updates don't stop there. So, while the Marvel project slated for November 2026 have been turned into untitled Disney movies, it seems as though they don't know if they're going to do movies or not. We may have a conflict here, and I think that aren't we getting wishy-washy information on a Blade movie? Is it not possible that one of these is the untitled Blade that's never going to happen? Could one of these be a canceled Gambit movie? It seems like the world doesn't know. Or a third Captain Marvel of some kind. The dramatic drop-off in gross between the alleged first movie. Ours made more money than Wonder Woman. We just made up this damn character and she's more famous than Wonder Woman. Look how many people showed up to her movie. Yeah, and then the second one, no one watched. So I say no one watched and it still grosses like 200 million globally. It's just the state of the game right now. It's kind of a weird thing. But we're playing some musical chairs over here. We've got okay, let's see here. Phase 6 is set to end December 27th with Avengers Secret Wars instead of May 2027. So Avengers Secret Wars, December 2027. So then Doomsday will be arriving December of 2026 for Doomsday. And the following year, we get another Avengers 27. Is this Disney's way of picking up the slack again? Are they going to start giving you more of that Marvel? Remember when it seemed like we were getting too much Marvel? Like, are you guys not getting a new Marvel movie every 2 months? Well, screw ya. And then it's like, hold on, we gotta go away so that people miss us. And now, an Avengers movie capping off each year with the mouse controlling the state of things. So I'm assuming that the way this goes down, we haven't actually altered any plans with Avatar. In fact, Avatar is actually supposed to come out in what, December of this year still, and I'm assuming 2026 and 2027 those Decembers are available, because now that we don't have 20th Century Fox competing against Disney, and other studios just outright afraid to release stuff, Disney is controlling what will go to the theater, especially when it comes to the tentpole films. We will occasionally get some kind of Jurassic Park / World, but they're not going up against it. It'll be a vacant movie theater with some kind of off-color R comedy. Maybe a it's around Christmas time, so let's have some kind of horror, right? But we don't have an Avatar, we can give you an Avengers. When we don't have an Avengers, we'll give you an Avatar. When we decide not to give you either of those, Star Wars, the Rey trilogy. I think that they read the tea leaves, and the tea leaves said, Russo brothers, you're not really working your magic. Yeah, I think you did some stuff over on Apple TV. You try to do some things over on Netflix. I was just telling my brother about the Electric State, because he found out that he actually graduated from KU about 14 years ago, but he didn't know that. And I told him this movie, it's set in an alternate 1994. And this kid, he's the boy genius. He goes to KU. He speaks to his sister in a coma state using the technology, this alternate timeline. Everybody is so fixated with robots, machinery from like Disneyland, that it fast tracks robots being used, in private, commercial use, public, whatever. And he's talking to his sister, and he's got a KU shirt on with the Jayhawk logo from about 2005, 2006, not 1994. With the advanced technology that we have in the alternate 1994, we fast tracked the logo that would come out a decade later. How do you make a mistake like this? Well, you do it when you are a hack. The Russo brothers, they made Yumi and Dupree, and then they made a bunch of friends, and the friends just said, oh, well, we can't get anybody respectable to make these Avengers movies, and Captain America and shit. Like, we kind of ran off Joss Whedon and for reasons, and yeah, you guys want to give it a shot? And they're like, okay, fine, sure, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, does it pay well? Yeah, it does. I mean, no one recognizes you. None of your other stuff draws, so we can just assume that it's really our doing. Too many cooks in the kitchen is the Marvel formula. It's the MCU formula for sure. So, like, Marvel method of drawing comics and then filling in the word bubbles for the action occurring. So it's really the artist is telling the story and the writer is filling in the blanks instead of the other way around. Now, the MCU method of making a movie is, okay, there's going to be a lot of studio meddling. So, if you have no self-respect, we can hire you. Okay. So does that sound good? All right, cool. And intertwine everything. People are getting really sick of doing this homework assignment. Did you finish your reading so that you can catch up on the latest adventures of the Avengers? Last I saw, the Thunderbolts was not cooking. In fact, kind of surprisingly so. I think that they were calling it Thunderbolts Asterix. Is it Asterix or Asterisk? I think it's Asterix. And then unveiled right after opening day, no, we're calling it New Avengers. That way, if they sense that, okay, this looks like a hit more than Black Captain America, Afro America, Captain Afro America, what are we calling him? Captain Receding Hairline, Captain Stephen A. America. If it looks like it's more of a hit than that, then we'll change the name to New Avengers so that people think this is the team we're going to revolve things around, sort of kind of going forward. Then you start hearing word that Anthony Mackie, Captain Falcon over there, though, isn't that a Nintendo character? that Anthony Mackie is going to be recruiting his squad of Avengers off camera. You know, because doing shit off camera is such strong storytelling. It doesn't leave you going, where did Thanos get that gem? Right? Where's he getting all these Infinity Stones? Like, we didn't even see him grab that one. He just starts the movie with it. We assume he did it without any other Infinity Stones. We can assume that he stole one. That's the way we're rolling with this. What it leads to is a lack of confidence in the viewer. The formula is about leading you into the next film. Oh, Mr. Stark, you stepped into a world bigger than you know. And it's like, oh, we showed him 75 movies later. You still can't leave us. Okay, you're not Mr. Stark anymore, but you're Doomsday kind of whatever. We need some of that RDJ, Robert Downey. Yeah. I haven't slept in a while. We need some of that secret sauce, Downey. You're coming back. You're staying with us. Hugh Jackman, he is not yet. Man, it would be something. Well, shit. I don't know. God damn, maybe Robert Downey Jr.'s played Iron Man in as many movies. Close to it. Jeez. Could be. Certainly not over the same span of time. But I think that people are not really excited about Fantastic Four. Female Silver Surfer. Anything that feigns woke is like a major turnoff right now. So just seeing that they have foregone bald dude Silver Surfer, who by the way, there's a guy named Silver Surfer and his last name is Rad. Have you thought about that? No, let replace him with a girl because, well, it's an opportunity, right? Like, are they aiming for any kind of Oscar consideration? So we have to, like, because you want an Oscar, you have to include the DEI hires and the script has to, like, conform to their story or, like, all these parameters, right? But I don't think they're trying with that. I think they've essentially given up on effects Oscars with these cookie cutter movies. But no, regardless, Disney has to be for everybody, diversity, whatever. And that will come to, if we can change it into a woman, do it. And that's what they did. They said, we can't really make Reed Richards a woman, but we can do Silver Surfer that way, sure. And then we'll just have all of the rest of the Fantastic Four just kind of like revolve around Sue, whose face is stretched tighter than my skinny jeans. And that's what we're going to do. And if you don't like it, we get to call you a bigot, racist, sexist, whatever. And that's not really working anymore now, is it? Because people have kind of woken up. And they're kind of like, I'm getting tired of doing the right thing and then being called racist. So fine, if you want to say that, whatever. Yeah, you don't have to have my money, and then you don't. My thinking, and I don't see why more people don't see this. If I know what streaming platform something is going to be on, and it's one I'm subscribed to, why go to the movies? Because it just seems to me that you could skip the part where you give money to the theater, wait just a little bit because of the turnaround these days, and have the streaming service continue to cannibalize the box office receipts. I seem to watch plenty of channels talk about these things, and no one ever brings that up because they don't really know shit. They know, hey, I know obscure comic book movie character, and I have 80,000 collectible shit made in China arranged behind me, so I'm an expert. And that's the world they live in. They don't seem to realize that these studios thinking they can get in on the streaming has cannibalized the box office. They're going to have to make cheaper movies or not make them at all. Because if they don't, I mean, we're having a pretty tough time coming to break-even points when we've got movies that are hitting like $500 million budgets. And don't give me this. The marketing is another factor. Like, look, if you're Disney and say you make a $300 million comic book movie, you don't then double that to come to the actual price, because you have top-down vertical integration here. You're a marketing machine. It's not another $300 million to market, because you have the TV stations that people are mostly watching, okay? As far as stations go, you have the number one cable station, ESPN. You got a primetime. You got. Don't you have Fox also? So you had like Fox, ABC, and ESPN. Fox News separate entity thing, but you can just simply plug and play your adverts in these locations. The advertising is not anywhere near as expensive as it used to be because it's in-house. So they could potentially do this and eke out profit. Does this put butts in seats not in the theater? Arguably. Does it bring people to the amusement park? I don't think so. What are we doing with these recent properties, these recent Marvel properties in Disney World? There is one of the rides got kind of torn up and replaced with Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's got to be old hat. We're done with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like, we're not seeing those guys anymore. We can tell because Batista lost all that weight. And hell, I didn't even watch the last one. But do we have a damn ride for Fantastic Four? The Marvels, do they have an attraction? Are there Marvels that people go and meet? Walking characters in costume that people meet in Disney World, Disneyland? Maybe like a princess meet. Oh, well, I could meet Miss Marvel, but Captain Marvel, but kind of just rather go hang out with Belle. You know, get in line to get your picture taken with Jasmine, of course, instead of stretchy arm Miss Marvel. These sort of things will happen, right? I think that we are seeing these movies postponed, and potentially Disney's hoping for some kind of like write-in campaign to save Doomsday, right? There's too much in progress. We have some TikToker set leaked, as much as, if you can even believe that. You got pictures of nothing. Not even any talent at work. Oh, I broke into the set. They're making the thing. It's not going to go straight to streaming. This is one of their real tentpole last hurrah type last ditch efforts. Except, the occasional Pixar film does okay. The Lilo and Stitch live action remake with CGI, that looks like that's pleasing people based on the reaction to the trailer. They're like, oh, well, this is faithful enough. To which, why not just watch the original, which is probably on Disney Plus, which you probably have a subscription to. Why am I not getting any live chat messages? I've got on all messages. If you're spamming me, just feel free to do it. Man, what do you guys think are these unnamed projects that are being postponed, probably even just skipped altogether? We give you Fantastic Four, and we have to have something else, right? We can't go 12 plus months between an MCU movie, can we? The answer had always been in front of them: Spider-Man. Everything should have revolved around Spider-Man going forward, yet Sony must have like the world's most talented lawyers locking this property down, and only like throwing it out there when they're really in a bind, right? So they can't use Spider-Man. So then what do you do? Well, Hugh Jackman's 95 years old, so I don't know. Like, it's like, what are we going to do? Oh, well, let's start casting some X-Men, right? Is Could we start getting economical with our shooting around here? Could AI come to play? This new what Neo video shit from Google, make it, if that's an affordable, reachable price point, anybody gets to be a filmmaker. There's not going to be a lot standing in your way to make it look like you didn't shoot stuff. To be able to retain character designs and use them in scenes. Oh, geez. Yeah, the coming apocalypse is coming quite fast for the movie industry, folks. We've got casting rumors coming out for Marvel's MCU X-Men, right? Patrick Schwarzenegger, who's he going to be? Probably Cyclops. Oh, well, let's get Margaret Qualley as Rogue. Yeah, she's going to have some prosthesis again. But look, if we make Rogue super hot and we try to get everybody looking as much like the 92, was it 92 X-Men cartoon? Like, we try to get them looking like that. I think people are down for it. I think it kind of works. That's what I think. People will be giving that a shot, well, out of curiosity. Oh, but is it Juan Carlo Esposito? He wants to be Professor X. Skin tone a little off. Isn't he actually like Danish, but passing for black or something? He's in a Spike Lee movie where he's the leader of the black fraternity. He's in Do the Right Thing. Gets his J's ran over, right? You just creased my Jordans, right? He wants to, and I have a problem with the actors like trying to rally their fan base to get a part like that. I want to be Professor. Oh, wow. He plays the same thing in everything. I love it. Except in Taps, he's such a puss. But oh well, he's so scary and prudent. Isn't he commanding authority and the boys? Can he not be in everything? Jesus. Oh, let's put him in a damn video game. Put him in a Far Cry. Shit. Go away for a minute. Why are you having this renaissance at like 60 years old? Like, I don't understand it. Well, then we could go and, I don't know, discover new talent, but we don't do that. We'll get whoever won an Oscar recently or was nominated, who has rich parents, something connected. I mean, shit, if it's not enough to say your dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger, be like, yeah, well, my sister is married to Star-Lord, so I get the part. You know, something like that could go down. The nepotism runs rich, like it's the WWE, where you get buried unless your dad was a somebody and held a belt for a minute. Oh, shit's pathetic as hell. Disney is losing touch with the youth. They don't want to sit in the movie theater. We're reshaping what is a movie theater audience like quite quickly. The people are intrigued by the member berries, but then not when tied to a specific actor so much. Because if it was that simple, the Expendable stuff would have been a bigger hit, wouldn't it? Instead, it is the actor is replaceable, the character is what matters, and Disney holds the characters you care about. Now, you go far enough along here, and if everybody can actually make any kind of Marvel movie they wanted, even if you can't show it to anybody, but you just had that power with AI, would you be inclined to watch the official Disney version of something, or would your fanfic come to life suffice? No, I mean, I kind of made a better Iron Man where he doesn't die at the end, so yeah, I'm just going to work on that and then show it to my buddy and we'll just put our episodes together. Sort of thing's coming quick. The people at the top have the ear of the lawmakers. They're going to lock that shit down with the intellectual property stuff. Clearly, it says you cannot use Spider-Man because Sony actually holds the rights to him in this visual format, and that'll be the case, right? The law will catch up with the AI to stop you and me from being able to compete with Disney. That's what's going to happen. Bet. All right, now, since we still don't have any messages, I'll kind of shoot the breeze here, give you a little bit of a haul. First, I'm going to take a sip because I need to stay awake. The launch of the Switch 2 is impending. As such, I will assume that my actual supporters, that would be channel members, are watching this. Because of you guys, I have ordered a Elgato HD60X. This will record the Switch 2 gameplay. I'll stream it for one. I believe to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, allowing me to fully take over the space. Surely I'll be able to work this out so I can get better quality recordings of movies on disc, more reliably, easier, and clearly better gameplay while also being able to enjoy it at like essentially full quality with the pass-through. Because it's got 4K HDR10 pass-through, that should suffice for my TV. 4K at 60 FPS. What probably I don't play much at 120 anyway, so I'm not really missing anything there. But as I don't really have a lot of Switch stuff, I did pick up some games this week. So we have these two bad boys. We got a Kirby, and we got Tears of the Kingdom. I got both of these for $93 shipped after taxes. There is a reason why they were that cheap. Firstly, not so sure if you guys will be able to see here, but the region on this, not exactly Queens America over here. Woot is a Amazon company that has special limited time deals. And part of getting those deals is, hey, these games will play on your American Switch in North America, but they may contain other languages. And I mean, largely it looks like an American case, but it's not quite. And these are like actually Middle Eastern or somewhere else. In fact, with Tears of the Kingdom, I don't even know. But if you can buy a new sealed Tears of the Kingdom for $40, who am I to say no, right? I've got to catch up on some Zeldas. I do need to buy Breath of the Wild, yet to do that. Probably will pick that up on eBay. With all this said, I'm gearing up to do some Switch stream. I'm honestly really looking forward to Mario Kart World. And as I think about it, even the seemingly predatory nature of $80 prices, you pick the stuff up used. If Nintendo will allow me to do those next-gen upgrades and get the DLC for Kirby, right? So I can have like the full Switch 2 experience of this Kirby guy, right? I'm assuming I won't get locked out. People have said things about the way having the game on a disc. It's a version of the game, the Nintendo first-party stuff with their DLC. It shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to pick stuff up. Deku Deals is how I found out about this. They help you find Nintendo games at good prices. Is Nintendo replacing Disney as the premier family-friendly brand? I know I've asked it before. I'd have to say yes. People are concerned about Disney wanting to lead the way with the transing of the kids, ideology mix-ups, whatever. You don't have that kind of problem with Kirby or Link, right? Like, people aren't like, oh, Kirby's convincing my kid to get fat because he eats everything. Like, is that the least of your worries? Compared to, well, if I leave Disney Plus on, what's my kid going to get subjected to? Right? There are countries where they don't have every other streaming service, and it's like Disney Disney Plus is rolling some pretty heavy R shit. And it's like, why is this here? And it is something to be concerned about. If there is a Mario channel and they just look, they wouldn't even have to try that hard. Like if you had a few Mario things to just leave on for your kids, I think people would be like inclined to do it. Oh, it's Mario, it's safe, whatever. Like Nintendo channel, okay, sure, cool. I would really hope that Nintendo figures out some kind of way to emulate Xbox Game Pass. You pay X amount of money, whatever the hell, you get access to all the first party games day one. And I don't mean 3 days after the day they release, we're going to call that day one. And the 3 days before that, well, that's just you bought it special deluxe edition. I mean, someone actually needs to become a lawyer in video gaming so we can get this shit worked out. What I'm saying is, you do this or you have Xbox Game Pass come to the Switch. That's really what I'm seeing happening here. I'm an Xbox convert. I'm going to be moving over to the Switch too. I don't believe there will be a next-gen Xbox. I think Microsoft is very pleased with Game Pass and would rather bring Game Pass to PlayStation and Nintendo. And if you charge those user bases and you do this in concert with everything's an Xbox, your Switch is an Xbox, your PlayStation 5 is your tablet is your Acer tablet is an Xbox. Like your mom's iPad is an Xbox, right? Your Android phone is an Xbox. Like your Samsung TV is an Xbox. You do this, and you just run shit through the cloud, and you have your Game Pass subscriptions going around, and you don't get involved with the hardware. You can just say you won the hardware battle because everything's an Xbox. So therefore, you win by default. That is Microsoft's out. And because I'm not expecting them to actually have first-party games, I'm going to people who actually have first-party games. Like, these are the experiences I missed on the Switch, and now it is my duty to catch up, right? So I'm kind of looking at these. Yeah, they kind of look a little bit... I've got some catching up to do. I'm going from no first-party games to only first-party games. Feel pretty good about that. There is a level of detail that you find in something like Mario Kart World that you don't get on the similar E for Everybody titles over on the Xbox, where the only things made like that are going to be indie, Unity-developed games that all look generic as hell, that kind of look like they want to rip off a little bit of Breath of the Wild's art style, slightly. They aren't going to be nuanced. They typically cut corners wherever they can. No voice acting. Oh, well, it's a 2-hour story. Shit like that, right? Mario Kart World is a game that you're probably going to put 100 hours in. And if you paid $80 for it, you're probably going to feel pretty good about that. I say 100 hours. We're talking way more than that. For the duration of the life of the console, this will be like the only Mario Kart. Maybe some DLC will add Link, Samus, whatever. Somebody who shouldn't be in Mario's side of the IP will be brought in. But hey, more courses, whatever. People will be down for that. Or maybe the $80. Oh, well, we had a breakthrough with Trump. The tariff stuff's been resolved. If you paid $80 or you got the game on launch, we're calling you an ambassador, you get the DLC for free. We're moving the price back down to $60. That's a possibility too, isn't it? You would think that with all the knowledge I'm spitting, with such rapid, breakneck speed, I would actually have viewers, let alone comments, but it's not happening. I don't know. I guess maybe we should wrap things up. How far are we into this shindig? I can't ever tell. Because my throat's sore. Had a kind of a long day doing a bunch of garbage. Moving things around into an apartment, go up the stairs with the dresser, with the bed and all the mattress, whatever the bed frame, shit clothes all over the place. Drive for 6 hours. sleep for 1 hour before any of that started. Just kind of a long. Hey Vaughn, can you pick up some KFC? Then my brother's like, I want large fries. I'm like, their fries aren't any good. Well, I want fries. Okay, go and pick it up. Here's their fries. I thought we were getting Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, yeah, I made it this far. Wait until marriage. Counseling.